Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lesson 29 Exit Ticket Review. We have four geniuses who would like to show their wonderful strategies and how they went ahead and solved these problems. I'm not going to show you every problem, especially for the homework, since you had a choice of, I think, 6 or 7 different ones. So I picked just a few to go over. If you do have any questions about the ones that I didn't go over, but you did, please let me know. Send me a message, private comment, and I will get back to you. So let's look at the problem set, which was on Thursday. I'm going to first start out with Musu's work here. I really liked her work as she created her model. I see all of her models and the shading that she did, which is excellent. Musa, I might suggest just labeling just one of these at least and say that this is your 10th. I can definitely see that you broke each one up into 10 pieces. So if we looked at how many tenths are in 8 holes, she came up and very visibly easy to see that there are 80 of them. And then we had that 7.7 left, which would be how many tenths that equal 7 tenths. And I really like that. I didn't even have to write that because she has that listed right there. Well, there's really 7 tenths equals 7 tenths. So if we put both of these together, how many total tenths are there? 87 tenths. And she went ahead and wrote it as a fraction. That certainly works. There's going to be 87 total pieces. So Musu, excellent work here. Thank you for creating your model. The other fellow genius that I'd like to demonstrate is Nuraya. Nuraya as well. I can see her models here. There's her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And she went ahead and said, well, there's 80 tenths. Maybe we go ahead and just label that this is a whole, and one of those is 1/10. But I can see that there's 10 pieces to each, giving you 80 of them. So that looks great. And then she went over here in her other model, which would be one whole broken up into tenths or 9 lines, and she shaded only 7 of them because how many tenths are in 7 tenths? Well, 7. And she's got it. Putting them all together, just as Musu did, gave her 87 total parts if we counted every single one up. Awesome work, Nuraya, on this problem as well. Now, the next ones we're focusing on were the homework problems. And I want to focus more on the 100ths because that was really the focus of the lesson 29 or the second part of it. So 1/100th as a decimal would look like 0.01, and we would say this is 1/100th. And I'd like to focus on Pradeep's. I did mention in this video or in the lesson that you could do it mentally or you could do it in models. Pradeep did it mentally, and I really like the fact that how many hundredths are in one whole? So if we put this as a fraction visually, how many hundredths would make one whole? Well, 100/100ths. So this looks great. And then there's 3 wholes. Well, if there's 100 in one hole, then there's 200 in 2 holes and 300 in 3 holes. Excellent work, Pradeep. Love it. Right? He did the same thinking when it came over to the letter F. Again, 100/100ths equal 1 whole. So then how many are in 7 holes? Well, it's really going to be 100/100ths, right, times 7. There's going to be 7 of them. Going to give you 700, and he's got it. Nailed it. Awesome work, Pradeep. Very nice. And as I mentioned about these fractions here, our other genius that I'm going to show you, which happens to be Aiden, he actually used that strategy to help. He did the same 2 problems and came up with the same 2 answers. You can see here that he changed it into a fraction to help his understanding, and then showed 1, 2, 3 holes and what they would look like in hundredths. And how many hundredths are there? There's 300. Nice work, Aiden. He did that same thinking down at the bottom here. Right? You have 7 holes. So instead of drawing 7 models, which he certainly could, he put them in fractions. 7 holes or 700ths in our 7 holes. And again, that matches Pradeep's as well. Awesome work here as well. Again, didn't need the models. You could have done it mentally like Pradeep, or even take it a little farther as Aiden did and to come up with his work. Excellent, excellent job, gentlemen, and excellent job, the girls, for the problem set. As I mentioned, if you had any questions with some of the other problems that you hadn't reached or didn't go over, please reach out to me and I will gladly go over them with you. We'll also take a look at those in our Google Meet come this Friday since we didn't focus on that and we did Mother's Day. So, again, as always, thank you for joining and feel free to do more of those problem sets and homework pages if you feel bored or inclined and want to just be proactive. I would love to see those.